I'm gonna be so for real with you right now. I have no idea what I'm about to say. Hey guys, welcome back to the Mopping Up Milk podcast, the podcast where I have no clue what I'm talking about this week. No, welcome back to the Mopping Up Milk podcast, the podcast where we clean up after ourselves. My name is May, I am your host. And today, as I said, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm going to be so fucking for real. I have no idea. It's just going to come straight off the dome. Yep. And for your sake, if you're like me and you don't like not knowing what you're getting yourself into, I'm about to add a snippet of future me telling you what I just talked about so that you can feel rest assured that it is something that you want to listen to. All right, let's start over to future Megs. Okay, so guys, future Megs jumping in to let you know what we talked about. I talked about work-life balance. Don't know where that came from, but we talked about work-life balance, what it looks like, what an unhealthy work-life balance looks like, and how you can fix it. So I hope that's something that you're interested in. Bye. Yeah. So insightful, so impactful. Can't believe we're going to listen to that today. That is so exciting. All right. Well, let's just get on into it. Let's start with the weekly spill. That's where I kind of know what I'm talking about. So let's do that. This week, another week in the life of a mature age student. Let's start there. I'm going well. I found my placement, ladies and gents. Loving that for me. I am still enjoying the content. Love, love, love. I'm actually getting something done and sticking with something for once. So that's great to hear. All right, I want to talk about the F1. I know, sporty girl alert, sporty girl, I'm such a sporty girl. Yeah, the F1. I don't really want to tell you where I live, but I live near where the F1 is going to be in Melbourne. Take your guesses, ladies and gents. And I cannot wait to hear the noise of the cars 24/7 in my ear holes. Other than that, my sister is obsessed with F1 and has started a F1 tipping. Like footy tipping, you know how you do AFL footy tipping? What's that? You know how you do AFL footy tipping? She's doing that for F1. So they've organised this whole thing where we have to put in our F1 tips. I nearly said F1 footy tips, but that's just not it, is it? And I'm going to tell you that this is how much I know about F1. There's a Red Bull team and Daniel Ricciardo is... Everyone's thirsting over Daniel Ricciardo. That's all I know about F1. That's it. That's all. Nada. Like, Red Bull, Daniel Ricciardo. Is that a spider? No. Did it go? No. Okay, so apparently those are just a spider on me. Cool. I'm going to act like that didn't happen and not think that every time I feel something on my body that it's a spider. Okay. Yeah, so that's all I know. That's all I know about F1. So I have to do F1 tipping by tonight because apparently tomorrow is qualifying something. They're qualifying something. Maybe the cars. I don't know. Yeah, so I've got to do it by tonight and I have no clue what I'm doing. So I don't know why I'm telling you this because I was about to say if you have any tips, let me know. But I have to have it done by tonight and this podcast is coming out on Sunday. So okay, FML, I'll keep you updated how I go with the F1 tipping. I think I'll just go for the vibes. I'll go for whoever's speaking to me with the names. But if you're excited about F1, let me know and we can chat about our F1 tipping because I'm going to be an expert by the end of the season. Obviously, we're off to a great start here. I also want to acknowledge that the setup might look slightly different. I'm filming at nighttime today, so I don't have that beautiful natural lighting. I'm looking yellow. I'm giving Simpsons right now. I hope you don't mind. And also, I had to girl boss and set up by myself today. I know. You thought that I set up every single week. No, I didn't. I actually have a boyfriend who's a photographer, fortunately. And, you know, when he's around, I just like to act like feminism doesn't exist and that I can't do anything for myself. So he usually helps me set up. But today I had to girl boss really close to the sun and set up for myself. So I hope it's okay. I hope this is good. I hope I'm getting across what I need to get across and I'm in frame. I am saying this with a degree in media. Well, a failed degree in media. Okay, I dropped out in the last semester, but I did most of the degree in media. Anyway, what am I doing? This is what happens when I don't plan an episode. This is what happens. This right here is just, whoa. Cool. So I don't know what you think when you listen to my episodes, but I'm going to break the fourth wall. I rarely ever organize a video or a podcast episode before the day I film it on. I literally do all the research, brainstorm my topic all on the day that I record. Because why? I'm a procrastinator. Do I want to be different? Do I want to be better? Yes, but that's just not who I am right now. And yeah, so usually I come up with my podcast episode on the day. I might have a bullet point of what I want to talk about, and then I do all the research and whatever on the day. Today, I don't even have the bullet point. It's been a week. It's been busy. I'm trying to adjust back to student lifestyle. Maybe this is something we can talk about, is work-life balance. What the fuck is work-life balance? Because they're telling me that I need to treat my study like a full-time job. Because yes, I'm studying full-time and I'm literally at my university every single day of the week. But how am I supposed to make an income? What's student life balance like? Centrelink? No, because Centrelink won't reply to my text. Oh, they've left me on red. So, how do we do this, students? Tell me how we are supposed to live and support ourselves in this financial crisis. How are we supposed to do that? Yeah. Tell me. Because I'm literally asking, I have no fucking clue. Casual work, yes, but my schedule is so whack that it's like my classes are in the middle of the day or in the whole day, and I just don't know where to fit work in, and I'm feeling a bit frazzled. Anyway, I'm not going to trauma dump on you, but I'd like to ask you how we find that balance as a student, because I haven't found it yet. I would love some hot tips. Let's talk about work-life balance in general. Has anyone actually found it? Because I feel like, well, my generation, I'm Gen... What am I? I'm Gen Z? No. What am I? What the fuck am I? What's after millennial? No! I'm like on the cusp of millennial and Gen Z, right? Fuck, give me a sec. No. I'm having a mind blank. I'm not actually dumb. Gen Z cutoff. Here we go. Current age is 12 to 27. Okay, yeah. So I'm a Gen Z. I'm on the far end of the Gen Z. Like, I'm an older Gen Z. Whoa, Gen Z's, the cutoff for the younger end is 12. So I'm in the same generation as kids who are 12 right now? No. Gen Z, No. I so badly wanted to fit into the millennials because, yeah. Does anyone feel that way? I'm 26. I was born in 1998. I'm a Gen Z. What was I even talking about? How did I get onto this? How do the Gen Zs of it all find work-life balance? Because I feel like the people I'm surrounded by are all like in this hustle culture vibe where they don't stop working. They're like, money, 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 success, success, success. Is there balance? Where the fuck is it? Where is it? Tell me where it is. Because, I'm feeling stressed. I feel like I should be doing things, but I don't know what those things are. I feel like I should be relaxing and doing things for myself, but I don't know what that is. What is the balance? What ratio am I meant to be giving? Of what? Quarter life crisis, anybody? Okay. All right, we're getting somewhere. In my mind, work-life balance looks like going to work 9 to 5 or whatever your shift is, and then you leave work at work. That's what I'm thinking work-life balance is. You work, and then you balance it out by not working when you're at home? Question mark? Or like outside of work hours, because I know a lot of people work from home. Is that what the balance is? Is that you get to have a life outside of work? Your life doesn't revolve around work? Let's look up the definition of work-life balance, and then we'll break it down from there, because I don't think a lot of my friends have balance. Actually, no, not my friends, just people I observe online don't have good work-life balance. I think a lot of my friends have good balance or are trying to find it. Okay. Work-life balance is typically defined as the amount of time you spend doing your job versus the amount of time you spend doing what's important to you outside of work, whether that is with loved ones or pursuing personal interests and hobbies. Yeah, so it's literally you work at work and then you go home and you don't bring work home with you. This is hard because the whole financial crisis and what's it called? Oh, and the whole inflation of it all. We're having to work outside of our 9 to 5 to survive or to live comfortably. And I think that work-life balance has been thrown out the window because we literally need to keep working. Otherwise, we can't do the things we want to do anymore. How do we find work-life balance now that we are going through inflation and everything is so expensive? Let's figure this out together because I am literally just speaking as I'm thinking right now. There is no thought process behind the words coming out of my mouth. I'm just speaking. Okay. I just found an article, 12 tips to achieve and maintain a good work-life balance. Let's see if this works with the whole inflation situation, because all of my extracurricular activities that I enjoy, my life extracurricular activities, by the way, I'm not like in primary school. Anyway, Pilates, which costs an arm and a leg right now. What do I enjoy doing? It's literally Pilates, reformer Pilates, which costs like $35 a session. But you can use ClassPass and get it cheaper. But let's just say the average Pilates class is $35. If I want to go to Pilates a few times a week, it's going to cost me over $100. How am I supposed to afford living? Oh my God. This article is telling me to have work-life balance, you need to set boundaries. Establishing clear boundaries between work and personal life by defining specific working hours and separating work-related tasks from personal activities. Okay, so this means if you're working from home, this is not applicable to a lot of people. No wonder people find it hard to have work-life balance, because literally work is consuming everyone's life right now. So there's not just like switching off. There's not just like leaving work at work. It's also eliminating the stresses which come home from work. And how do we combat that to make sure that our time outside of work is fruitful and enjoyable and not riddled with anxiety and stress? Okay, we're getting onto something here. So that could be mindfulness. I know a really good app for mindfulness is Balance, the Balance app. I'm not sure I think you might have to pay to get it. I'm not entirely sure. It did have a year where it was free, where it just said, hey guys, we heard you're all having a meant to be, have it for free. So I'm not sure where it's at right now, but the Balance app has such good meditations. And I'm not a meditation girly. I cannot sit there and just go, like I cannot. It's just not. I need guided meditations. So this app has really great guided meditations for beginners. Like it'll say, I want to meditate for 2 minutes today and I want to meditate about having a good day. It has options for that. It's amazing. Highly recommend if you need an app, Balance. I'm sure there's so many apps out there that can help you with guided meditation. It's a great way for people like me who cannot just sit still and have my own thoughts to actually meditate. Okay, sorry, intermission. I hate to flex on you all, but I literally just changed the camera battery and the memory card because I forgot to format it beforehand. Because I know what formatting is, guys. I'm a pro. Girl bossing so close to the sun today. Okay, we've discussed a little bit about work-life balance. Let's talk about what an unhealthy work-life balance looks like. Because I feel like that's important to put things into perspective so that you can judge whether or not you think yours is healthy. It could look like constant overwork. So it might be doing overtime at work all the time. You're staying back until 6 p.m. when you're meant to leave at 5. It might mean you're up working on a presentation in bed until 1 a.m. in the morning. And you're doing this consistently. Maybe it's a couple of times a week, every week. That's consistency. That's overwork. Neglected personal life. This is a big one. Sacrificing personal relationships, hobbies, and leisure activities due to excessive work demands. That's unhealthy. That's a little bit toxic, if I'm real. And it's up to you if you want to change that, honestly. But if you continue doing that, you are going to jeopardize your friendships, relationships, that sort of thing, if you're constantly overworking and prioritizing work. That's up to you, honey, what you want to do about that. It can look like burnout, just constantly tired, experiencing physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion. That is because of chronic stress and work-related pressure. Burnout is a bitch, and it sucks. I might do an episode of getting out of burnout because I've definitely been there, and I feel sorry for you if you're currently in it. I am so sorry. We've lost a soldier to burnout. You're in the trenches. That's all I have to say. I'm sorry to hear it, but it's because of your own doing and maybe because you lack a little bit of balance. I definitely do it quite often, so let's all work on this together. Unhealthy work-life balance can look like a lack of self-care. That could be basic hygiene. It could be failing to exercise. It could be not getting enough sleep. And it leads to deteriorating physical and mental health. Oh, yikes. Okay, so that is a big sign of unhealthy work-life balance. These are really good signs to get to know, guys. We're learning if we have a bad work-life balance at the moment. These are really intense, and I feel like I might be teetering on the line of not having very good balance because I feel like going into study again, my whole schedule has been out of whack and I haven't been exercising as much. I've been leaving things to the last minute, not really thinking about things too much other than study and organizing my placement and all the things going on. So I'm going to reassess. And I think for me, I'm going to schedule in my time for myself. Like recording this podcast, I'm going to try and schedule in a brainstorming session. So I don't rock up to a recording session like this without a plan at all. That'd be great. It's full circle. Oh, look at us. So maybe scheduling in my self time. It's brainstorming session for the podcast. I'll schedule in a recording session for the podcast. I'll schedule in go to Pilates. But let's maybe book things in advance or book ourselves in for things so we stop neglecting our personal time and our interests and that balance ultimately. To fix an unhealthy work-life balance that is mainly because you are overworked, that's a tricky one because it's like you either quit your job and get a new one or you really try and set boundaries with your boss and like sit them down and be like, look, this ain't working. I am overworked. I'm burning out. You're going to lose me if something doesn't change. Maybe it's like that. I don't know. I don't know how it works with all the corporate baddies out there and what the possibility of you being able to achieve that conversation is. But maybe it's worth a go. I don't know. I have heard from multiple sources and friends that overworking just comes with working corporate. And a lot of jobs, not just corporate, but like, it seems like a lot of my friends are just doing overtime because that's expected. Like, that's normal. And I find that crazy that that is normal. Ugh. They might look at me and go, oh, honey, you don't know half of it. But I don't think I want to know half of it. That sounds shocking. I've never been a corporate baddie in the way that I'm trying to climb the corporate ladder. Nah. I've worked in social media at businesses. And I'm like, I'm clocking off. I'm a Gen Z. Don't talk to me outside of work hours. Like, I set those boundaries, but I understand that a lot of other workplaces, it would be very hard to do so. And I'm sorry. And I hope you find a way to find balance and not be so overworked, because in this climate, it's hard to find balance in that regard. I'm sorry, but I am with you. Can we also talk about how to balance work life when we're trying to start a side hustle? Because you're technically still working, right, in your own time. Does that not count? Because it's a personal project, then that counts as balancing because it's a personal project, but it's still work ultimately. And is there a point in time where we just need to neglect work-life balance and just grind it out, work, burn out, work, feel like shit, and then reap the rewards? Is that something we have to go through to become successful? Or can we become successful with balance? This is the shit that is on my mind 24/7, Roman Empire vibes. I would love to open this up to discussion. I'm going to leave a question box in Spotify and also leave comments on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to communicate. Communicate with me and let me know how you think work-life balance is achieved. And also, do you think it's necessary 100% of the time? Or should there be periods of time where we don't have balance and we're literally solely focusing on work? It's really interesting to think about because everybody does it differently. Everyone has a different interpretation of work-life balance and how it should be used or if it should be implemented. I guess it's down to different personalities and mindsets, but would love to hear where you guys are at because I don't have a fucking clue what I'm doing. I'm just booking in my Pilates classes and calling it balance. Is this interesting to you? Is this coming off the dome effectively? Oh my God, one other tip that I wanted to give you guys to find some balance if you do have a really hectic schedule and say you work in the CBD and you are in a corporate environment, it's always grind, work. You're surrounded by people that are just hustling so hard. Maybe if it's a possibility for you, pack your lunch, buy your lunch and go sit in Carlton Gardens, go sit in some sort of greenery, some sort of third place. I've talked about third places in a previous episode, but a third place is a place you go to which isn't your work and isn't your home. So you don't have all those external thoughts and feelings being triggered by the place you're in. So, for example, if you're at work, you think about work and you think about the next thing on your agenda. When you're eating, you're not going to fully relax. You just will not if you're in the workplace. So what I'm saying is remove yourself. Go out, go for a walk, get some fresh air, get some exercise. Walking will help you feel a little bit better if you're really stressed. Go plonk yourself in the gardens, ground yourself for a minute and be in a third place where you don't feel the stress of work. Well, maybe it's on your mind, but you won't be as triggered by seeing things and thinking about different things. Third place is a really great way to just remove yourself from some sort of like triggers in the workplace or at home. Yeah, and even if you work from home, like go outside for your lunch break. Don't sit inside and think about, oh, I've got to do the washing. Oh, my laptop's there, just pinged. I have an email. Like just shut off for half an hour however long your break is and just give yourself some you time during the day to break it up. I feel like that is a really effective technique for me. Even if I'm at uni, say got a full day at uni on Monday, I'm there from 8:30 in the morning until the afternoon. In my breaks, I literally use my breaks. They're like, go out for a 10-minute break. I will go for a walk. I won't just sit in the classroom. I won't just sit in the hallway. I will go for a walk outside in the sunshine, let myself breathe for a minute, give myself some respite in between all of this information getting thrown and bombarded at me. I find it really helpful. So hopefully that's a hot tip for you. If I can recommend anything, I would recommend a third place. Anytime. It doesn't just have to be for your work break. Could be just for some alone time. Go put yourself in a third place if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed. It might help. A hot tip is find a therapist too if you're struggling with stresses and if you can't find a balance. They're probably really helpful. You don't really have to listen to me. You could probably listen to a professional, but hey, I'm doing what I can for the people right now. Anyway, I don't really know if I've come to a conclusion or really helped you at all, but it is a fun topic to think about, and maybe this is a prompt for you to think about your own life and your own balance and what you're doing currently to give yourself some you time. Food for thought, I guess. Food for thought for me. Gosh. I think we're going to cut it there, guys. Next week, I promise I'll come with a bit more structure and a little bit more oomph and impact for you. Not that I have to be impactful every week, but I feel like I should be a little bit more organized, because this was a little stressful for me to just like try and come up with an episode as I went. Let me know how you think I went, but don't be too mean because I don't want to hear it. honestly, yeah. Mental health things, we talked about this. Next week, actually, I am recording an episode with my bestie. And we're going to talk about making friends as an adult. So that's going to be really exciting. It'll either come out next week or the following week, but we are recording next week. So that's so exciting. Look forward to that. I am looking forward to it. It'll be nice to have someone else on the pod to bounce off. And I have talked about Vivian before and how we have really great conversation and bounce off each other a lot. So it should be a really good dynamic for you all. And it'll be nice for you to hear another voice because you're probably sick of me. Let's be real. I hope you're not, but it'll be nice to have someone else here for another opinion and some more thoughts. In the meantime, have a lovely week, a lovely, lovely week. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I really, really appreciate all the support that people have been giving me on the podcast. It feels really nice. It does feel nice, I must admit. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Love ya. Download and like on Spotify if you're listening on there. And I shall see you next week for another episode of the Mopping Up Milk podcast. Thank you so much. Bye.